And that's the alchemical transmutation process. What do you think? Would you like to try it yourself?
I still can't remember the formula from just now. If I damage the crafting bench...
For small-scale work like this, failure will only result in the loss of materials. Besides, losing materials is an unavoidable part of learning alchemy. Yes, after all, alchemy counts as common sense in this world. Durin happens to be interested in this too. Although the environment here is somewhat rudimentary, it's good enough to teach some basic formulas.
I wrote down all the formulas Albedo taught me. There are so many numbers and symbols, it feels like I'm trudging through mud.
When it comes to learning, how fast you go isn't what matters. What matters most is laying a solid foundation every step of the way. It looks like we've used up most of our materials. For now, let's head back and retrieve some more.
Here.
Is no one here? Well, hello. This is certainly a most joyful encounter. Seeing you lifts my spirits after a somewhat disheartening trip. I wouldn't say anything's the matter, merely that I am dealing with some unexpected circumstances. I recently learned of a collector in Nasha Town who, due to financial concerns, has been obliged to offer a pair of ancient coins for sale. I'm told she's a little eccentric and doesn't reply to letters, so I came out here myself to see if I could arrange a deal. I needed to come to town anyway to pick up some supplies, so I thought I'd pay her a visit on the way. Unfortunately, she doesn't appear to be home. More's the pity. It's just a little hobby of mine. Everyone has something that tickles their fancy, am I right? For me, it's old coins and gemstones. Time is the best filter. Anything that can make it through the sieve of time is almost guaranteed to be of good quality. The style, pattern, and condition of a coin convey a lot of information. They can tell you, for instance, how many moons it has seen before finding its way into my hands. Think about it. A coin may have passed through 10,000 people's hands, brought them happiness or sorrow, and witnessed a multitude of moments in their lives. The weight of time it contains is far heavier than its appearance would suggest. It is a witness to the past and something that has value in the present day, which makes it more than worth collecting. These coins have been stuck in my mind these last few days. What do they look like? What stories can they tell? If I can't meet this collector, I fear all desire to return home shall desert me. Look at me, rambling on about coins without a thought for the friend standing by my side. Let me think of a more interesting topic to make up for boring you just now. Ah, yes. Recently, I purchased a beautiful azure gemstone from a Fontanian merchant. It had long slumbered at the bottom of the ocean until being recovered just some days ago. I was told it was once embedded in the sword of a champion duelist at the court of Fontaine, while another story claims it was a pirate crew's prized treasure. That's exactly what I thought. Whenever a merchant starts waxing lyrical and weaving tales, it's usually a sign that they don't have faith in their wares. Fortunately, I'm very good at appraising a gemstone's true worth, even if its owner hasn't the faintest idea what they're holding. Please, allow me to invite you to my residence once more. I have a feeling you'll appreciate the gem itself, and you may well find my valuation of it quite interesting too. I'll be waiting for you.
Yes, just like that. This will be more than enough to assassinate Varka. I'm going to assassinate Varka. I need ideas for assassinating the Grand Master. I went over this with Alice a long while ago. She stands with me and has even offered several ideas on how I might take him out. Of all her suggestions, this one seemed the most promising. Bring a full cart of Mondstadt's newest dandelion wine all the way here, and then, before Varka's very eyes, tip the entire cart over the cliff. Perhaps the monumental, overwhelming grief will make him collapse, or go drown himself in whatever other wine he can find.
That doesn't sound like it'll work. Wait, no! Don't even think about doing something so horrible.
When writing a novel, the author, naturally, seeks to be as extravagant as possible, especially when writing detective novels. If the opening lacks a striking turn, how is the rest of the plot meant to unfold? Alas, this will be my final attempt at writing detective novels. Oh, I suppose they call them crime novels in Inazuma. In any case, they all tell of crime. There's hardly a meaningful distinction. I also discussed it with Barbie, but our novel writing sessions always evolve into crime planning sessions. Methods of crime and puzzles of deduction. We have explored plenty of those. Yet the plot, the Angel Killer case. Try as they might, the culprit remained elusive. The desperate detective rushed into the crowd, then shouted the revered names of the 4 great rulers at the sky. Whoosh! Pitter-patter. Boom! Detective and murderer reduced to ash.
What kind of writing is that? Doesn't that leave no room for deduction at all?
Of course there is. It was only through painstaking deduction that the detective finally discovered the names of the 4 great rulers, learning also that shouting them at the sky would inevitably reduce one to ash. My point exactly. Simply deducing who the culprit is has become dreadfully unoriginal. The subject of one's deductions must be something more creative. I even thought of having a Seelie detective, an angel who, longing to become a detective, became a Seelie, and by some twist of fate, ended up as a detective's assistant. All Seelies love to guide people, so this one went about leading the detective from case to case. I found the idea rather interesting. Come to think of it, the Seelie detective and the Angel Killer case seem far more interesting than assassinating the Grand Master. Never mind, guess I'll move on to work on that idea then. It's precisely because I overthink every little detail that I've lost interest in continuing. Not to mention the mountain of words I'll have to write. The very thought of penning all those words. Oh, what a hassle. And I can't even get a ghostwriter for this one. I'll just work on the Angel Killer case instead. But how might the detective deduce the truth? Perhaps he could have a conveniently informative dream.
Hello, Miss Loma.
Hi.
Hello, you two. Please allow me to inspect the little Rhymehorn deer once more. Yes. It's doing a lot better now. I believe it can take care of itself.
Wait, does that mean you're gonna take it home? Right now? I mean, its leg just got better. I made a perfect protective brace for it, which I haven't gotten the deer to try on yet, but once we get that installed, it'll be able to jump higher than any others in its herd. And there's food, too. Inefa and I made lots of yummy food for the deer to take home because you're not gonna find anything as nice as Inefa's cooking in the forest, I guarantee it. And we also...
I know.
Can it stay here? Please?
Of course. I'll let them know. It says, "Thank you so much, Aino and Anefa."
Huh?
Please don't be sad, or I'll cry too. Actually, I'm almost about to cry. But deer eyes get uncomfortable when we do.
Then, could you maybe not leave? I'll make you some super comfortable bedding and get you all the food you could ever want.
And I will take responsibility.
It's asking you to go over and brush its fur.
Miss Lauma, are you certain you can find its herd?
If this deer had truly fallen off a cliff, as you say, then its family must have been working hard to find it. After I take it back, I'll first thoroughly investigate its past movement patterns, as well as the physical characteristics of the herd's leader. Although Nodcry's deer population is large and scattered, this simply makes success a question of time and effort, and of following the many intertwined clues to locate the herd.
Thank you. We will compile all the information we know and send it to you to aid in your search.
Then, will it be staying at the Frost Moon Scions for a while? Can I visit?
Of course. The doors of the Frost Moon Scions are forever open to you.
But it's still going to go home someday. I know how deer are. They don't stay in one spot for long, which means pretty soon I won't be able to find it again.
Yes, it is best for the children of the wild to return to the wild. However, it will take some time to locate its herd. While it stays with the Scions, you may feel free to visit at any time. I'm sure the little one has many, many more things it wants to say to you.
Then I'll visit the Scions every Tuesday. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I've got to do maintenance on Inefa. And on Thursdays, I have to sort out the circuitry around here, so I'm only free on Tuesdays.
Of course. Feel free to visit whenever the urge strikes you. Unless anything out of the blue occurs, you may always find me near the Frost Moon Scions library.
All right, it's a promise. Let me think what else I need to tell you. Ah, right, I better write down everything you said. No, but there's so much I want to say and so little time.
I believe there will be enough time to say your farewells.